how much is that a prophylactic against us actually having to feel things, and how can we better break through this intellectualizing of emotions and rationalizing of them away?
Let's start with compassion. We are the way we are, for poignant reasons. Not, we didn't get to be that way. Think of the bookish child. Think of the child who's reading a lot. Often it's because life around is quite difficult. Now, it's great to read, it's good to read, etc. But if you spend all your time in books, it's often a sign things are challenging. And so often people who excel at intellectual pursuits, etc., are in flight from an overwhelming situation. I'd wish them well. In time, the overwhelming situation could get a little less intense, and they could get a little more of reality into their intellectual world. I mean, I'm describing myself. Perhaps you want to try and see reality for what it is, and if you're warding it off with intellectual structures, let's say thank you to those structures. I think it's really important whenever you look at people doing stuff that seems a bit suboptimal or a bit strange. They're reading too much, they're jogging too much, they're trying to make too much money, whatever. They're feeling too much, they're feeling too little. All of these departures from so-called health, normality, etc. Always ask yourself, why are they doing it? And it's normally a defense. It is a defense against a situation that was very difficult at some point. They learned that defense, and even though it would be optimal now to let go of that defensive structure, they're still clinging on to it because that's what feels safe. It feels safe to make jokes all the time. It feels safe to be very serious all the time. It feels safe to be depressed. It feels safe to give up. It feels safe to try and win at all costs, including your own health, etc. All these are defensive structures that once kept us safe, that I think in order to evolve, we almost want to say thank you. Thank you to your younger self for working this out, for finding a way of coping with reality. But could we learn to cope in a slightly different way?
So great. I'm interested, just taking that one step further, in the difference between knowing ourselves intellectually and knowing ourselves emotionally.